Good evening, and welcome to Creative Broadcasting, the station of unlimited possibilities, presents Creating Your Seat at the Table with your host, Ashley Little, as she welcomes her guest to the table.
Welcome to Creating Your Seat at the Table. My name is Ashley Little. I'm a corporate professional by day, entrepreneur by night, CEO and founder of Ashley Little Enterprises, LLC, owner and creator of Creative Broadcasting, and co-founder and owner of Talk Radio and TV Network, LLP. Today we have my special, amazing VIP guest. Her name is Dr. Marsie Ross. Dr. Marsie Ross is a self-care crusader. She is a women's self-care expert, award-winning pharmacist, certified integrative nutrition health coach, international speaker, and author. Dr. Marsie founded Edelin Essentials and Healthy and Happy Coaching out of a passion to help women not just live to serve others, but to thrive in their own lives. Edelin means noble protector, and that's exactly how she feels about women's health. Her motto is healthy is the new beautiful. Dr. Marsie Ross empowers and educates women to take charge of their health and happiness. The pressures of faking it till you make it can have catastrophic effects on your health, relationships, and careers. She works with professional women who are ready to get to the good part of healthy living so they can lead effectively, sustain quality relationships, and have authentic confidence. As a mother, wife, and CEO, she knows firsthand the uphill battles women face with sustaining positive body images and maintaining good mental and emotional health. Dr. Marsie is on a mission to build an army of self-care crusaders who embrace self-care without guilt or apology. Welcome to the table to the amazing Dr. Marsie Ross.
Hey there, Ashley. Thank you so much for pulling up a chair and letting me sit at this table with you. I love it.
I'm honored and humbled to have you at the table, Dr. Marsie. You are amazing. You have an amazing bio. You're just amazing in general. So would you just please share with the listening audience a little bit more about your entrepreneur journey? I know you're still corporate by day and entrepreneur by night. So if you would just share with us your journey, and we can go from there.
Oh, I love it. I actually love telling this story, and I say this, and I always say that my journey to entrepreneurship actually came out, I think, more frustration than anything. I've been a pharmacist for almost 20 years, and on my own road to self-care and to becoming a better version of myself, I realized that we were lacking key nutrients that really would help women lose weight, right? So I was exercising, eating right, and I found that I would not release the weight. Then I'm like, what am I doing? And I found that actually, just with my research, that it was a key ingredient missing, and that was dietary supplements. Because we, unfortunately, with our farming industry, a lot of the nutrients in our food can be stripped, right? We're not always getting the nutrients. So your body's almost in a state of malnutrition or starvation, or not really getting what it needs to say, okay, now I'm fully nourished and I can release the weight. And so, after I turned 40, I would say that I'm 48 now, everything kind of just, your hormones plummet. You start to have a lot of irritability. And for me, I just was really struggling. And I found that I would go and try to get supplements. I would have to get several bottles, and I would try to have to keep up with these bottles and, have the pill counter, and then I would, lose it. And so I said, you know what? I'm a pharmacist. And I just started to do my research, and I came up with, I've teamed up, I created a team with myself, a physician, a nutritionist, and we created this formulation that ultimately evolved into Edelin Essentials, and we created the multi-nutrient for women over 40. And so really my world of entrepreneurship opened up because I wanted to be, I knew I wasn't alone in the frustration of not getting my body the nutrients it needed so that it can do it, what God intended it to do. And so, I was balanced, finally released the weight, and, I wanted to, offer this to other women. So that started the journey to become an entrepreneur.
Well, I just want to commend you, Dr. Marsie, for reaching back and pulling forward and creating this space for women, to not have to experience some of the things that you went through and to be able to create Edelin Essentials, and we're going to talk more about it tonight, but I just want to commend you for doing it and creating that space to help women in that area.
I love it. Now, I've been doing a lot of, I always say, women's self-care rants for so long because I found that, the world really doesn't support women's self-care. They support Me Too. They support, women, executives. They support do more, get more, be more. And it's not, to say, okay, so take a step back. Make sure you're not losing yourself. Make sure that you're not, overwhelmed. How are you managing your stress level? How are your relationships? How are the products that you're producing, your labor of love? Are you fulfilled? How are you as a person? A lot of that gets lost in the achieving more and getting more, right? You want the big house. You want the fancy car, the husband, the kids. You want what the world has labeled as successful, but a lot of us are struggling once we get to the top of the mountain that we fought so hard to climb. We're completely empty. We're full of resentment. We're overweight and overwhelmed, and I certainly was exactly that, right? And so I've been, very transparent in my own journey of how I was so full of resentment, so full of, just really lost myself, and I almost lost my husband. My husband and I were, had to go to counseling. Thank God for love and thank God for, the support that we got. But I realized then that it really wasn't him. It was really me. And so I was, going through my hormone imbalance, going through trying to maintain this superwoman syndrome, really fell into that and trying to just do it all. And I found that I had lost myself. And on that journey to just rediscovery, I was just very open because I knew that, again, I wasn't alone. And so I've been doing women rants, self-care rants, I would say, for the last 5 years. And thankfully, a lot of women are now listening, which makes me so happy.
Yes. And that is amazing because you're so right, especially when you're an overachiever, because all of us are. You do forget it, and it's hard to balance if you haven't adjusted, and it's hard to get yourself to that point. You really have to work for that, right? It shouldn't be, but it's reality, right? It shouldn't be.
Yep. Yeah.
But Dr. Marsie, you are a woman self-care expert who empowers and educates women to take charge of their health and happiness. Will you please share with listeners some of your strategies that you use to help us get to
I love
to
this.
take care of ourselves?
So this is the thing. A lot of times women, we have, especially if you wear so many hats. So I call women the Mad Hatters because, we wear the entrepreneur hat. We wear the corporate America hat. We wear the wife hat, the girlfriend hat. We wear the cook hat. We wear the housekeeper hat. We wear the mom hat, the soccer mom hat. We wear, the daughter hat, all these hats. And a lot of times we lose ourselves. And then on top of that, when we take time for ourselves, we feel tremendous guilt. Or we're like, I get my hair and my nails done. That's my self-care. And I say, no. I'm like, nope, that's not it. That's called grooming, right? So my husband doesn't say, and I use this example, he doesn't say, when I groom my beard, I'm doing self-care, right? That's just grooming.
Right.
He doesn't, he's not scraping the bottom of the barrel to define his self-care, right? And a lot of times we say, I got my hair and my nails done, I'm good. And so one of the things I do is really challenge women to dig deeper, challenge them to say, okay, so how do you really define self-care past grooming, right? Let's get past the basics, right? So you should be trying to have movement, right? So fitness, you should be trying to eat balanced nutrition, and you should be taking your supplements, right? So that's like basic living, And so what happens to you beyond that? Who are you? Can you define yourself without saying mother, wife, entrepreneur? Who are you? And that's a really great conversation starter, because then women realize, oh, my gosh, only thing I am are my titles. And so one of the strategies I use are just questions, right? So how do you define self-care? Who are you beyond your responsibilities? Are you living your ideal life? Really, right? It doesn't matter making the six figures, the big house, the cars. Are you your ideal person? And so one of the strategies, the biggest strategy I have, Ashley, is just being able to have a conversation just like this. And you see a lot of times women having those aha moments, and they realize, like, you know what, I've gotten so far away from me, and I miss me, right? And so that starts the journey to self-actualization, self-awareness, being more mindful. And those mindful choices and becoming more mindful opens up the door to so much joy, right? And so what they realize is that without self-care, you can never truly achieve your true destiny, right? You can never really achieve true fulfillment if you are lost, right? If you've lost yourself. And so that's, one of the strategies I have is just asking these questions. If that can get you to stop for a minute and talk about yourself, and get you to realize that sometimes we hide behind, oh, no, when the kids, get older, or, when my husband does this, or when I get this, or when we get the house, that's when I'll take care of me. And so I stress that, 1 in 3 women die from heart disease, right? And they attribute it to stress. They attribute it to obesity. They attribute it to, cardiovascular disease. It's not the time to defer your self-care. Now is the time to pay special attention to your health and your happiness. And that's really the strategy.
I love that. And Dr. Marsie, so, I love what you just said and the strategies that you use. So I know you deal with so many different, corporate women, entrepreneurs, and all of that as far as your clients. So when do you know that you're burnt out? What are some of the signs that you're burnt out, or you pretty much lost yourself?
So the signs for me was, unfortunately, the sign is either you get fired from your job, you lose your high-powered job, you have a stroke from stress that you're not properly managing, you are obese, you have lost your relationships, right? Your health is suffering. There's unfortunately, a lot of times it's over some type of health crisis, something that's happened that's kind of shocked you back into, oh my gosh, I've gotten so far away from where I was, right? I've gotten this gold coin that the world has made me kind of run after, but I've lost my health. Now really my career is suffering, and my relationships. Like, those are our big 3 buckets. And a lot of times one of those buckets, if not all of them, are severely empty, depleted, run over, abused, and it's almost like, those things come to bite us in the butt. And my goal, Ashley, is to have this conversation before the crisis comes. If I can, and that's why I'm so thankful for shows like this, because we can have a conversation. Someone can hear this, and it resonates with them, and they know in their spirit that they're far away from themselves, that they have gotten away from who they intended to be. And a lot of times it is because they have neglected self-care. And it's as simple as that. It's a small thing that with a great impact in your life. You can have, no matter how busy you are, you can have daily self-care. And that's what I tell women. You can enjoy daily self-care when you, number one, utilize the strategies that I offer, the questions that I offer, the conversations that we have. You can truly have daily self-care and still be the busy person that you are.
Yes, yes, yes. So listeners that are listening, definitely, if this is you that we're talking about, if you're experiencing any of these signs, definitely reach out to Dr. Marsie. She is the expert in this field. She's amazing. So Dr. Marsie, why is self-care so difficult in practice? Why is it so difficult?
You know what? You said the key word, Ash, practice. And I think it's like yoga. It's like anything that you want to do well, right? You have to practice. And people say, oh, Dr. Marsie, I know you're amazing with your self-care. Nope. I have to pick up my self-care bag every day. I am been traveling a lot. I was in New York this morning, then went to supported a good friend's book launch, and now doing this, right? So now that I am very in tune with myself, my goal now is balance, right? My priority has now, above my children, above my husband, above my job, is to seek balance, because these are very full days that I have. So I need to be very mindful of how to stay balanced, right? It's very key.
Yeah.
And so that's what I think a lot of times we lose balance. We lose sight of the balanced life, and it's easy to do in today's fast-paced world.
Yes, it is. And what are some things that you do to stay balanced, Dr. Marsie?
So I meditate. I am starting to journal. And so what I do with my journaling is it has allowed me to not feel like I have to hold everything in and remember everything. It takes a lot of pressure off my mental, like just taxing my brain. And so I'm journaling. I also express myself, right? I tell my husband, I'm feeling stressed, right? So most likely, right, I might take it out on you. So I'm pretty transparent in realizing when my plate is full and when I'm feeling out of whack. So I think being able to say and acknowledge your vulnerabilities is key. I no longer try to be this imaginary superwoman. I don't subscribe to the superwoman syndrome any longer, because to me, superwoman, is not real. I didn't see her with a husband or child or mortgage or her waist was always snatched. I never saw her having to try to balance her waistline. For me, she doesn't represent someone who she doesn't mimic my life. And so I think that because I surrendered that concept, I now allow myself to be human. And so that allows me to understand that, I am limitless in what I can do, right, in terms of, what God has for me, but I am limited in some of my, I think that what I'm going to do efficiently in one day, right? And so balance to me is really trying to always identify what's critical and what I can farm out. Right, so I try not to be a control freak, which is hard for me, and that's part of my self-care is me realizing who I am. Right, I'm a scientist, and so I'm a control freak. So I like things in order. Right, I know my own self be true, and so I know myself. And so what I do is I say, okay, are you just trying to travel and do laundry and manage a house and clean a house and grocery shop? Okay, Dr. Marsie, you need to see what you can take off your plate. And it still makes you just as much of a woman as ever, just because you're not, washing and folding your family's laundry, right? Because we're women. We like to nurture. I like taking care of my family, right? But I had to embrace that I was feeling guilty for having Prime Now or Instacart or have SudShare come pick up the laundry or, have a cleaning lady. That was very uncomfortable for me at first. But I knew that I had to let it go in order to be balanced in the other things I was doing in the world, right? So being stressed, trying to manage things that I could farm out was not going to serve me or my family well. So I had to acknowledge what I was feeling, like, oh, this is uncomfortable, right? Am I being lazy?
Right.
I'm not, oh my gosh, I can't, giving that up and serving my family was not uncomfortable at first. But now, guess what? Now that I do it, and now that I can now have the laundry delivered and have them put it away, guess what? Now I'm less stressed out. Now we can have a family movie night. And so I've been able to translate that freedom into something that serves my life well and allows me to live in abundance.
I love that, Dr. Marsie. And the key thing from everything you said was key, but what stood out was to stay in acknowledging it, for us to acknowledge that, because it's hard for us to acknowledge it, especially when you're so used to hiding behind and wearing all these hats, like you stated. It's, you're at your point, but you don't want to acknowledge it. So I agree.
Yeah, it's hard. It's very hard, especially with social media, right? You're supposed to look like you have it all together, and that you live in a fabulous life, which a lot of us are, and I pray that we are. But it's okay to say, you know what, I'm beat down. I'm so up for the floor up today. So I think that's also human, and so that's why when people think that, oh, you eat so healthy. Oh, I never said I was a health coach. I'm a woman's self-care coach. I can help women release the guilt for and embrace self-care, but I have a nutritionist, right? So I'm still learning and growing in my own nutrition and my own, I have a trainer, so I'm not, I want to always be clear, like, oh no, I'm not, without my blemishes as well, but I know how to help a woman go from feeling overwhelmed and her stress in her relationship and her job and in her health because she's neglecting herself. So I'm really great at helping a woman rediscover herself so that she can truly live the life that she wants and not just the life that maybe she has or she's expected to have, which is a beautiful thing, but it takes work to get there.
Yes, it does. So what do you think are some of the most common misconceptions about self-care? Because you said some earlier about, your nails and hair, because a lot of people do think that's self-care, like you said, that's grooming. So what are some other misconceptions about self-care that we think are self-care, but it's really not?
I think the biggest thing is that we think it's cookie cutter, and it's not. Mm-hmm. So my self-care is not going to, it may be, but most likely not the same thing as your self-care, right? The biggest misconception is that we don't think we have to take the time to define what our self-care is and then redefine it, right? So and that there are layers to self-care. So it's like an onion, right? So once you are continue to get to know yourself, you should still be doing self-development, right? You still want to get to know yourself as you take on your new roles. Ashley, you're evolving, right? And so if you don't take time to take stock of the woman that you're growing into, you just become kind of doing these mindless things because you haven't become mindful of your growth or intentional about, some of the things that you're doing in your growth. And so I think some of the misconception is that self-care is this kind of soft marketing word and that it's not really going to have the great impact that it really has on your life. You see these these women who are so self-aware, and you can feel that pull toward them. That's because they've taken the time to continue to get to know themselves, and they're not just going after that shiny coin that the world keeps on moving, right? Oh, you should go here. You should go here. And so we're all, they could. If you're a business owner, there's a lots of things. People say, oh, you need this. You need a funnel. You need this. You need to do marketing. You need social media. And it's easy to kind of go from one thing to the next and kind of just be like spinning your wheels if you're not self-assured, just aware. And self-care does that for you. So self-care funnels into all of that. And I think that's the biggest misconception is that it's not it's this light thing. Oh, I could just put that on a shelf. I don't have to worry about that. But you really have to.
Right. So, Dr. Marsie, what are some strategies you would give to the women that are listening who are overachievers, but they are struggling with balancing work and self-care?
I would say have a practice that always returns you to you every day, whether it's morning meditation or evening reflection. always take time to know that your life deserves you, right? We give so much to other people. You have to know that your life deserves you. And so you can do little things, and they will have a great big old impact, right? So you can journal in the morning. You can meditate. You can do deep breathing. You can do yoga, and it could take 5 minutes. 5 minutes of deep breathing can really set your day up to be intentional. It can help you show up completely, right? Because a lot of times we're just half there, half listening, just on to the next thing, not really present. It's easy to do, right? Especially as overachievers. We're trying to just check things off our mental list. We're not really fully giving our all because we're just about achieving things. We're not really about always being present in life. And so I would say that, embrace the little things and always make time for yourself. And don't feel guilty when you need to step away from your high-powered job for, 5 minutes to breathe or to take lunch away from your desk and to have time to cleanse your thinking and to just get some fresh air. You can be an overachiever and also have self-care in the core of your life. You can be a great mom and still have self-care be your number one priority. You can be an amazing wife and still have self-care as the center of your life, because that's where all things flow. And I'll tell you this, Ashley. I tell the women, my clients, I tell any woman, you should fill your self-care cup up until it overflows, and then you feed your life from the overflow.
I love that. So let's talk about your awesome movement, Dr. Marsie. Congratulations on the Thrive Girl Thrive movement and the 40-day surrender fast.
Yes.
So will you please share with the listeners about your amazing movement?
Yes, thank you. I love it. So this is a God thing. We have over 700 women in this group on Facebook, and it's a Thrive Girl Thrive. I know, it's amazing. It's amazing. And so I say this all the time. So to me, Thrive Girl Thrive is this. It's a movement to help women thrive in the 3 core areas we just talked about, right? Your health, your business, and your relationships. And our goal is to help women thrive no matter where you live, no matter what you look like, and no matter who you love, right? Just women thriving in health, business, and relationships all over the world. And so that's really our ultimate goal. And so really trying to serve women in these 3 areas. But the Thrive Girl Thrive, we partnered with Dr. Celeste Owens, who was also at the seat at the table with you, and her
she was.
Yes, she's amazing.
Yes,
she is anointed. She really is doing a lot of great work, doing God's work.
Yes.
And so she has a movement called the 40-day surrender fast. And so we just finished the 40-day. We finished our 40 days on March 29th.
Woo-hoo!
And then, it was awesome. It was so many breakthroughs. But I always tell women, I invite you into this group. Just send it. All you have to do is just send a request to join the group. We take all comers, just as long as you're a woman. And we're now we stopped on March 29th. On April 1st, we started 30 days of self-care. And it has been amazing. The women are so engaged, and so many epiphanies and breakthroughs are still happening, even off of the fast. But just getting us back to thriving. Because it's just, I love what Maya Angelou says. She says she doesn't just want to, survive. She wants to thrive. And that's really what we should be, seeing our life. It's not just about surviving, right? Even if you're making the money and you have all the things, if you're just existing or you're just surviving, you should think more highly of yourself. You can thrive. And so this group is all about encouraging women. It's a safe space. We share, And so I just want to invite all your listeners to just send, just go on Facebook. You can search Thrive Girl Thrive. We'll pop right up. And I would love to invite you into the group and invite you on this 30 days of self-care. It's a fun thing. We're doing some fun things in there.
Yes, please join this awesome movement. I told you Dr. Marsie was amazing. She is doing some amazing things, and this movement is powerful. Her and Dr. Celeste are some powerful women.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? Cheryl Wood said to me, she said, iron sharpens iron. And I think it's the same thing. I'm so attracted to what you're doing and your movement, and I feel the same way. Like, you're just phenomenal creating these platforms, and that's one thing that self-care helps you to do. It helps you to become a trailblazer, because once you become your most authentic self, there's nothing you can't do in this world. But if you're running around like a chicken with your head cut off, then you're never going to really be fulfilled or able to fulfill your true destiny. And so you got to return to yourself. You really, really do. And so you're a trailblazer. You're creating platforms and doing amazing things. And I love it. I'm here for it.
Thank you so much, Dr. Marsie. Thank you so much. I'm here for everything that you're doing as well. Yes, I am.
Yes.
So would you please tell us about Edlin Essentials? Tell us more about
it. So I created, that was my baby. We have a flagship product for women over 40. I got y'all. So it has everything a woman over 40 would need. She wouldn't have to take anything else. It has all your multivitamins in there. It has your vitamin A, all of your B vitamins, your vitamin D, your calcium. It has critical minerals that always complement your vitamins. It has herbal complexes like sage and green tea and black cohosh, which is amazing for hormone balance. But it also serves as one serving of nutrients. So you have dried apple pectin in there. You have 5 superfoods in there to help you with appetite suppression, right? Because we have all that protein. So you're going to naturally have your appetite suppressed. It has CLA in there to help with a fat burner. So when I always tell people, I put my pharmacist's foot in that formulation. It is amazing. And the best thing about Edlin Essentials is that it has no dyes in it. All you need is in one packet. So you just take one packet a day. The bottle has 30 packets in it, so it lasts you a full month. And we ship directly to you. So we know women. I always tell people I created it for me, so I'm always on the go. I wanted to make sure that women didn't have to worry about those pill counters, didn't have to worry about going to the store to pick up the vitamins, to try to make it as convenient as possible. So yes, we love it. We also have plant-based detoxes. So for your liver, we know that's the trash can of the body. If your trash can is full, most likely you're not going to lose any weight because your body's not really able to filter the food properly. We have a plant-based parasite cleanse. Over 300,000 Americans, believe it or not, have parasites in their intestines, again, preventing them from losing weight. And then we have a colon cleanse. That's a plant-based colon cleanse. And what I love about this colon cleanse is that it's actually for 2. So you and a buddy, right? So for me, I found that every time I try to do a cleanse, Ashley, my husband coming to bed with cookies, and I'm like, it would just knock me right off my little. I don't have that much self-esteem. I'm like, oh goodness gracious, So I would just. For what I did was I created it for 2 so that you can get a detox buddy, because studies show that when you have a accountability partner, your chances for success go up 95%. And so I wanted to really, make sure I set the people up for success. So that's for a men or women can take that. And so grab a buddy, your husband, your wife, and just do the 15-day detox. For the colon cleanse. So, yeah, we love it. We love it. We're all, holistic, plant-based, just doing good things. We're coming out with a men's line. I know the men are probably saying, what about us? So we're working on, my husband's a guinea pig, so, if he's still walking upright, that
right.
everything is good. So we're hoping to come out with a men's line in the next, I think, the third quarter of this year.
Love it. Super congratulations on your men's line. And how can
Thank
listeners
you.
purchase and support and get your all your products?
So you can go to Edlyn, EDLYN, essentials.com and order your vitamins. And also what I love is that I also have we've been talking about self-care because I know that's my jam, and I created a women's self-care checklist. And that is on our healthyandhappycoaching.com. So you can go on there and you can pull off your absolutely free self-care checklist. It has all of your well visits that you need, but it also has a great list that will help you start the conversation with yourself and ask yourself these key questions, and also just evaluate your life and see where you're falling short on your self-care, but also some great things and some great tips that you can add to your daily life. So I wanted to offer that to women so that they can start to have the conversation and just start to see, you know what, I can do better with my self-care. And that's absolutely free. So just go to healthyandhappycoaching.com and you'll be able to get that for free.
And congratulations on Healthy and Happy Coaching as well. You founded that one recently. Tell us more about that, Dr. Marsie.
Yes, that's where I have the self-care checklist. And that actually just launched in the middle of last year, because I found that one of the things that I do is I give a lot of workshops. I do a lot of, Facebook Lives. I do a lot of, speaking on self-care. And a lot of women were coming to me like, help me, how to, walk me through this. And so I would tell you that I had clients before I had a website. So, we got the website up. You got, clear about the services that we offer. I still do small workshops. I still do small group sessions, and I do one-on-one self-care coaching. I have a 4-week intensive where we talk once a week, and we just go at it, right? We're just really digging deep and really get you started on the self-care journey. And then I also have a 6-week group coaching where I only take 5 women at a time, and we really just walk through, practices for self-care. Because like I said, when you have accountability, it really does change your success rate dramatically. And then most of my clients graduate into a 6-month self-care coaching program, because it does take time for that mindset shift. And so I want to always give room for that growth, room for kind of, peeling back that layer, right? We talked about the onion. Those things take time. And you don't want to cheat yourself when it comes to just, changing some habits that you've had for quite a long time. And so we have, services to meet every busy person and everyone's need. We also do workplace wellness. So now we're going into, a lot of corporations are understanding that when you pour into your employees' health, you affect your bottom line drastically. Right? You affect your culture, your brand. All of that is linked to the happiness and the healthiness of your employees. So doing great things in the workplace as well. It's a lot of great things happening, and I love it.
I love it, Dr. Marsie. And please, listeners, if you need this coaching, because we all can do better with self-care, please reach out to Dr. Marsie at Healthy and Happy Coaching. Thrive, Girl, Thrive. Join the group. She has so many different opportunities to help us get better with our self-care, because we all can make some improvements, I'm sure.
Yes, and make sure you get your free self-care guide on healthyandhappycoaching.com. And check out your vitamins, order your vitamins. We ship within 48 hours, so you can have your vitamins. What's today? Wednesday. You can have them by the weekend. So go to Edlyn Essentials for that. And I would love to have you guys follow me on social media. I am all things Dr. Marsie. So whether it's Twitter, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Periscope, YouTube. Made it very easy to follow. It's just DrMarsie.
I love it. Please follow her, support, purchase her services, connect with her. She is someone to be connected to, very genuine.
Oh,
Dr. Marsie has a
Ashley.
smile that lights up a room. Absolutely.
Yay, thank you.
Yay. So, Dr. Marsie, I ask all of my guests this question before we end the show, and I say, how did you create your seat at the table?
You said, how do I?
Yeah, how did you create your seat at the table?
You know what, and I know that I'm going to sound like a broken record. I created my seat through self-care. And self-care for me allowed me to know that I am a trailblazer and that I am the blueprint for the change I want to see in the world. And so I always say that don't be afraid to be different. Don't be afraid to dance to the beat of of God's drum for you. And that's how I created a seat at the table. I just am myself. I'm my most authentic self, and I also am a trailblazer.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. I love it. So, Dr. Marsie, what can we expect from you the rest of 2019? Because you have been making some awesome moves. I know quarter one you over-exceeded. You know, I've been watching and following. So what else can we expect from you that you can share? Because I know you move in silence.
You know what? I love it. So there's a lot of things happening. The workplace wellness is taking off. Oh, my gosh. I can't hardly keep up. So that's why I say I seek balance. But I have some amazing book collaborations with some amazing women. One that, will be debuting this weekend in Indianapolis. Yes. I Survived. Mm-hmm. I'm so looking forward to collaborating. I love collaborations. I think that is key to success. I always say connections and collaborations is how you stay winning. And so just collaborating with women, doing the I Survived, also with Dr. Valika Moore, who is amazing mental health expert. She's amazing business coach, outstanding human being. Just love her. She also collaborated with her as an expert author on her Breaking to Brilliance book. So just looking forward to collaborating and doing more things to just talk about self-care and just to, continue to elevate, this conversation for women. I think that is critical, and we deserve it. So just doing some amazing things, collaborating actually with blackdoctors.org. I'll be facilitating their top women in healthcare events at the end of this month. So just again, collaborations. I know, I'm so excited. So it's nice that my rants. I always tell me, I'll do a self-care rant quickly because it's important, right? We can't lose sight of it. So just continuing to do that and to continue to serve the clients and, just to elevate women's health and wellness as far as I can.
When you're also going to Paris and London, let's not forget that.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yes, it's taking the conversation international.
Yes.
International. Yes. So that's why I say it doesn't matter where you live. Thrive, Girl, Thrive is all about, that global movement in this conversation. And I always say that, a lot of times women are serving others. But my life is to serve the women that serve, right? To help them remember that you should still be taking care of you, even though you're serving others. And so I just want to continue to be a service to women who are in service to others.
I love it. See, I told you all she's so amazing, so amazing. So, Dr. Marsie, please tell the listeners how they can follow and contact you once again before we leave.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Ashley. So I am on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Periscope. I'm on YouTube. And it's DrMarsie. And that's just Dr. Marsie. You can find me, I'm sure, talking about exactly what we're talking about. I'm talking about self-care. So I would love for you guys to follow. You can also find all of my handles on either, EdwinEssentials.com or HealthyAndHappyCoaching.com.
Awesome. But thank you so much, Dr. Marsie, for taking the time out of your very, very busy schedule. You literally just got back from New York today, and you jumped on the call to do an interview with me. So I just want to thank you. And I look forward to bringing you. Yes, I look forward to bringing you back on the show before the end of 2019.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ashley. This is amazing what you're doing. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Marsie.
Okay. Have a great night. Thank you, everyone, for listening.
Thank you. So I would like to give a special thanks to Tammy Collins-Markey and John Schamberger, and I also would like to give a special thanks to Dr. Larry White Sr. and author Kimberly McLemore. You all may follow me on Facebook at Ashley Little and on Instagram at _Ashley A. Little. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Creating Your Seat at the Table, where Ashley speaks with corporate professionals, celebrities, entrepreneurs, authors, and speakers who are transitioning or have transitioned to entrepreneurship.